Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Did you realize that tipping just 1 millimeter farther than usual while standing still can raise your future heart attack risk by almost 2%? Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster.
I'm Alara Sky, here to translate the latest findings into clear steps you can apply today.
Together, we'll explore why your balance signals the health of both your heart and brain, and how simple daily practices keep that signal strong.
Balance works quietly every time you stand, reach, or walk, yet it relies on instant signals from your muscles, joints, inner ear, circulatory system, and brain. When those networks slip out of sync, you often feel it first as subtle wobble.
A September 2024 study from Umeå, Sweden, followed nearly 5,000 adults age 70 who'd never had heart disease. Researchers asked each participant to stand still on a force plate, eyes open and then closed, while tracking sway.
Side-to-side sway, called lateral sway, predicted the future. Every extra millimeter increased cardiovascular event risk by about 1.4% with eyes open and 1.5% with eyes closed. The top quarter of wobblers experienced far more heart attacks, strokes, and angina.
Even after removing participants with short follow-up periods, that single millimeter still drove up risk to 1.8%. Balance ranked among the 4 strongest cardiovascular markers, alongside male sex and prescriptions for blood pressure or clot prevention drugs.
Forward-backward sway also mattered, especially with eyes closed. Faster, more erratic motion in that direction pointed to instability invisible in routine checkups. Together, sway metrics explained roughly 10% of total cardiovascular risk.
Heart signals are compelling, yet balance also forecasts brain health. In January 2024, Korean scientists examined more than 143,000 66-year-olds. Those unable to stand on one leg for 10 seconds had dementia rates more than twice those who held 20 seconds.
Poor balance raised all-cause dementia risk 83%, Alzheimer's by 80%, and vascular dementia almost threefold. Even standing 10 to 19 seconds, not outright failure, meant a 28% higher dementia rate later on.
Brain imaging linked that instability to white matter lesions and cortical thinning in areas controlling movement and memory. Microvascular disease interferes with both motor coordination and decision-making, explaining why gait, strength, and cognition decline together.
Adding weight, an August 2024 Journal of Gerontology paper tracked 9,000 older adults for up to 15 years. Unsteady semi-tandem stance tripled dementia risk. Slower walkers faced up to a 73% spike. Weak chair stands predicted a 56% increase.
These associations held regardless of age, sex, or presence of the APOE4 gene, underscoring that motor tests provide universal early warnings, not just genetic risk screens.
You can capture similar insights at home. First, the 10-second one-leg stand. Place hands on hips, lift one foot a few inches, stare ahead. If you need to tap down before 10 seconds, stability training belongs on your to-do list.
Next, try the timed up and go. Sit in a firm chair, stand, walk 10 feet, pivot, return, and sit. Finishing under 12 seconds reflects functional balance. Taking more than 15 seconds signals impairment and warrants a professional look.
Before we outline training, remember that occasional wobble after fatigue is normal. Persistent sway, particularly with eyes closed, signals sensory system slipping. Intervening early lets you maintain independence and protective brain blood flow.
Start with heel-to-toe walks. Imagine a tightrope. Place one heel directly in front of the opposite toes and take 20 slow steps, eyes forward. This forces your brain to refine spatial mapping and your ankles to stabilize each landing.
Chair-supported squats come next. Stand feet hip-width, hold the chair back, lower as if sitting, then stand. Begin with 5 repetitions, increasing weekly. Strong quadriceps and glutes act as shock absorbers, cutting fall risk while boosting blood sugar handling.
For deep core activation, sit or kneel on a stability ball 30 seconds at a time. Small muscle fibers across your trunk fire constantly to keep you upright. strengthening the midline that links lower body to upper.
Tai Chi or slow flow yoga offers gentle weight shifts and controlled breathing. Just 5 minutes of intermittent poses at home can sharpen proprioception and calm sympathetic drive, supporting a lower resting heart rate.
Ankles often hide as weak links. While seated, trace the alphabet in the air with each foot, or perform 15 toe raises while standing. Better ankle proprioception translates to steadier control during unexpected trips or uneven sidewalks.
Integrate these drills seamlessly. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth, perform chair squats during television breaks, or trade a scrolling session for tightrope walks down the hallway. Consistency trumps intensity.
Some listeners might ask whether balance deficits always spell medical trouble. The answer is nuanced. Acute wobble after a strenuous workout likely fades, yet chronic sway suggests disrupted neural communication that deserves evaluation.
Balance testing also outperforms several traditional health markers. In the Swedish cohort, sway alone predicted 10% of cardiovascular events, more than body mass index or total cholesterol contributed.
If you sway more than usual, combine balance practice with lifestyle pillars, nutrient-dense whole foods, adequate omega-3 fats, strength training, and restorative sleep. Each pillar supports vascular flexibility and neuronal resilience.
Research shows motor warning signs can precede cognitive symptoms by a decade. Addressing them early lets you modify trajectory instead of reacting later to memory lapses.
Let's recap key numbers. 1 extra millimeter of lateral sway equals up to 1.8% higher cardiovascular risk. Fewer than 10 seconds on one leg doubles dementia likelihood. Over 15 seconds on the up and go flags functional impairment.
Test monthly for most adults, weekly if you're over 65 or recovering from injury. Use the same shoes, surface, and time of day for consistency. If scores worsen despite practice, involve a healthcare professional.
Celebrate small gains. An extra 3 seconds on the one-leg stand, or trimming 2 seconds off. The up and go reflects stronger neural circuits and steadier blood flow.
Balance isn't vanity. It's a living summary of how efficiently your sensory and circulatory systems serve your brain. Protecting it preserves independence, cognitive clarity, and cardiovascular durability.
You might ask what mild sway actually looks like. If your torso drifts while washing dishes or you feel a tiny corrective loop when you close your eyes in the shower, that's the movement researchers quantify in millimeters.
A single bout of wobble after little sleep or intense exercise is usually short-lived. Persistent sway on rested mornings or needing to widen your stance means your sensory networks aren't syncing and demands targeted training.
How often should you test? Monthly checks suit most adults, but weekly tracking helps if you're over 65, recovering from injury, or noticing rapid changes. Log your results to spot trends across months.
Within 4 weeks of daily balance drills, most people feel quicker on stairs and steadier when stepping off curbs. That often aligns with shaving 2 seconds off the up and go and adding 5 seconds to the one-leg stand.
Track those numbers in a notebook or phone. When you see upward trends, you reinforce the neural loop of motivation. Progress earns practice, and practice drives progress. If measurements plateau, rotate in new challenges like side plank holds or backward walking.
Here's your challenge today. Commit to one balance booster. Replace a coffee break scroll with 20 heel-to-toe steps, or test that 10-second one-leg stand and note your time. Act now and feel how steady roots support a thriving, resilient you.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.